It's no secret that print on demand is incredibly competitive. Go on to Redbubble and search United States, 614,000 results. I Love Cats, 123,000 results. Funny Boss, 74,000 results. So what do? Do you just randomly upload stuff and hope you'll make a sale someday? Well, in this video, I've got 3 strategies that you can use. You can pick one, or you can even use all 3, and you can use these strategies to make more sales on Redbubble or any print-on-demand platform. Let's jump in. So when we look at a keyword like, say, Funny Boss, and we have 74,000 results, I'm just going to click on this first one, World's Best Boss coffee mug. And we can see here this person's got almost 2,000 designs sitting on Redbubble. Now I will say some of these are definitely trademarked, like the Dunder Mifflin stuff in the office, but I'm not talking about that in this video. What I will say is this person's got a decent number of designs, and chances are they are making sales once in a while because of the sheer number of the designs that they've got uploaded. So the first strategy is just to pound out 1,000 or 2,000 designs, and the trick to this is to make sure that your keywords are such that they're not all the exact same. So when I scroll on down to the keywords, we can see that this person's got pretty decent looking keywords here. Redbubble does allow up to 50 keywords, and I would encourage you to use enough keywords, like 25 or 30 of them, that are high quality to trigger search results that'll come back and show your designs. This strategy doesn't work if you have 2,000 designs, but you've got wimpy keywords, because nobody will be able to find them. Now I do want to point out there's another person right here, and they've got 88 designs. And when I searched for United States, which has 614,000 results, they actually have the top result. So you don't have to have 2,000 or 3,000 designs on Redbubble in order to get the algorithm to return your search results. Strategy number 2 is to take advantage of current trends. This is a strategy that some people really like, and quite frankly, some people don't like. So you could search for something like COVID, for example, and you can see immediately the downside is these trending results tend to get really clogged up with a ton of results. This is 378,000. Another one that's popular would be, say, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and then your local senators, governors, mayors, anything political, for example, could be trending. And here we've got 52,000 results, which is really not that much considering it is the current vice president. And then we've got also, Black Lives Matter. That's been in the news a lot over the last few years. So what you would do with, your 194,000 results, again, it's very clogged up. There's a lot of results. So this strategy really only works if you're finding new things in the news, and then you're being first to market, or you have a good enough design that it ranks up into the first page or 2 of the results. Here's another example. Pete Davidson is a popular cast member on Saturday Night Live. There's only 2,300 results. That's still a lot of results. However, if you can somehow get Pete Davidson designs that are not trademarked, i.e. not using his likeness or using something that's trademarked, it could be decent. Like here's one that says, I break for Pete Davidson. That you could probably get away with that because it doesn't show his likeness. The third strategy, in a way, is the exact opposite of trends. You want to find really tiny niches, sometimes with very few or even no results. So here's an example, science teacher, 90,000 results. What a customer would typically do is either scroll through the first page or 2 and then make a decision and a purchase, or they would refine this search term in another way. They might add a city's name, they might add a grade, they might say the words funny, retirement, whatever it may be. Here's an example, science teacher 90,000, but if I type in remedial science teacher, we get back nothing. So that's just an example. Now I'm not saying it's a great keyword. I'm just saying that's the process you would use, is you would add in another word and then see if the actual results come down to near 0. Here's an example. Toronto and surgeon are both pretty popular keywords, but if I type in Toronto surgeon together, I only get back 3 results. So again, I'm not suggesting this is a huge niche. By definition, these are tiny niches, but you could at least own the entire niche. You can see here the 3 results are all made by the same artist. One quick bonus tip here as I just scroll through funny tabby cats with 33,000 results. You do want to ask yourself too, if you're not making any sales and you're not having any fun, you may want to ask yourself if print on demand is right for you. Because really at the end of the day, this is a lot like knitting. If you were in a knitting group, and somebody was selling a few sweaters for a few dollars, and then somebody else was complaining that they couldn't quit their full-time job because of knitting, you'd probably look at them and go, well, dude, it's knitting. Like, it's not, you're not going to make $50,000 a year knitting sweaters for people. Now, you might if you're really good at it, but most people won't. It's the same thing with print on demand. You're realistically going to make a sale maybe every day, maybe every couple days, maybe one a week, maybe a couple a month. You're certainly not going to, realistically quit your full-time job to sell things on Redbubble. That's just not really the way it works. However, if you get lucky and you have a high quality design that has high demand in a niche with low results, you can make consistent sales. So I hope you found this video helpful. 3 strategies you can sink your teeth into. As always, I do welcome your comments and your questions down below. Thanks a lot for watching.